Hi! I'm going to show how I made this traveler's notebook completely from scratch for my upcoming trip to Europe. And if you don't know what a traveler's notebook is, it's basically a reusable notebook cover system where you can swap different inserts in and out depending on what you need. First, I made a prototype out of some scrap muslin and foam interfacing. It was cute, but the foam made it kind of thick and annoying to handle. So for the final fabric, I used thrifted quilt cotton. I loved the texture and pattern because it already felt kind of crafty and well-traveled before I even started sewing. If you're following along, you'll also need binding, elastic, grommets, cardboard, and interfacing. So to give it more structure, I fused interfacing onto the fabric and sandwiched cardboard between the layers for the cover. I wanted it sturdy enough to protect the notebooks, but still a little flexible and soft. So the sandwich goes fabric, interfacing, cardboard, interfacing, fabric. Okay, so my grommets came with a hole punch, but it is absolutely not made to punch through so many layers at once. So I ended up putting tape down to protect the fabric, then drilling through everything. And it worked well enough to get the grommets in. Once the main cover was prepped, I started sewing the inside pockets. I knew I wanted places to keep tickets, receipts, maps, little paper scraps, all the random things you end up collecting while traveling. I also really wanted this notebook to feel functional and durable, not just decorative. After that, I sewed binding all around the edges to clean everything up and make it stronger. This part definitely took the most patience, especially around the corners, but it made the whole thing feel more professional and finished. Then I added the elastic closure on the outside so the notebook stays shut when it's packed in a bag. And inside the spine, I tied a continuous elastic string through the grommet holes to hold the notebook inserts. Right now I have 3 notebooks in here. One is lined for note-taking, one is blank for sketching, and one is made of watercolor paper for plein air painting. So yeah, I'm really excited to actually start filling it up during the trip, and hopefully by the end it'll look even more worn in and lived in than it does now. Thank you for watching, and best of luck if you decide to make your own traveler's notebook. I highly recommend it.